Good evening. Can everyone take their seats or get close to their seats because I'm going to ask you to stand in a minute. All right, would you all please rise for the procession? Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of O Canada. I'd like to introduce Alexis and Alicia Malalang.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Quand bras se porte le pays, il se porte la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Greetings from Coquitlam First Nation. Chief Hall, would you please like to bring your greetings this evening?
Aisnet, Iasapuayol, CM Skapelamed, Hall, Tunasqui, Talitzanak, Quiquiclam, Tomach, ACM Tissier, it's Etanalton, Emachnatin, Amisap, Quaquilam, Tunash, Quiquiclam, Tomach. Good evening, how are you all? Ed Hall is my English given name, Chief of the Coquitlam First Nation. Is my formal introduction in my Hunkaminam endangered language dialect. And I also said, honored friends, relatives, and visitors, welcome to the ancestral unceded lands of the Coquitlam people, in particular, my maternal homeland, Tumach. Mother was born here. 1945. And I just want to make some acknowledgements and put out my thanks to the City of Port Coquitlam for the invite here to come and share a few words with everybody and to help make the celebration here of the post-elections go along really nicely in a good way. I want to put out my congratulations to all the ones that got reelected, the mayor and the councillor-elects, and to the new one, Paige Petro. It was nice to meet you a little earlier. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the OIC of the RCMP, Keith Bramhill, and the others in the surges and the fire department. I raise my hands to all of you for all of the work that you do. I acknowledge the MLA ministers. He's here too. And yes, I'd like to acknowledge any past councillors, if there's any present, people that are representing the school district. It's nice to be catching up with you at each of these events. It's important, and it's nice I want to say thanks to the girls that did the song. It was a really, really good anthem singing. I've seen them perform at the events here just over this past year. And I just wanted to say thank you for all of your presence here and allowing me to share a few words with you. I say hi, Sepka. It's thank you all.
I'll now turn the meeting over to Mayor-elect Brad West to take over the proceedings.
All right, you may be seated. Now I'll call to order the November 8th, 2022 statutory inaugural meeting of Port Coquitlam City Council. And we'll need a mover and a seconder for the adoption of the agenda. It's been moved, seconded. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. It's a good omen, good way to start. At this time, I'd like to call upon the Honorable Judge Wilson Lee to receive the oath of office from council members.
Thank you. I'll call on the witness first. Please repeat after me. I, Brad West, do solemnly affirm that
I, Brad West, do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office of mayor
I am qualified to hold the office of mayor
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will perform the duties of the office of mayor
I will perform the duties of the office of mayor
faithfully and with integrity,
faithfully and with integrity,
and will not allow any private interest
and will not allow any private interest
to influence my conduct in public matters.
to influence my conduct in public matters.
I will abide by the statutes, bylaws, and policies
I will abide by the statutes, policies, and bylaws
that govern the city
that govern the city
and will promote openness,
and will promote openness,
accountability,
accountability,
and responsible leadership.
and responsible leadership.
I will dedicate myself at all times
I will dedicate myself at all times
to acting in the best interest of the community
to acting in the best interests of the community
as a whole,
as a whole,
and I will be a leader in the continued development
I will be a leader in the continued development
of a safe, vibrant, and sustainable city
of a safe, vibrant, and sustainable city
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
I'll have you sign. I'm new at this.
Now it's official. Thank you very much.
Okay, I call upon Steve Darling now. Okay, will you repeat after me? I, Steve Darling,
I, Steve Darling,
do solemnly affirm that
do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office
I am qualified to hold the office
of Councillor for the Corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
for Councillor for the Corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will perform the duties
I will perform the duties
of the office of Councillor
of the office of Councillor
faithfully and with integrity,
faithfully and with integrity,
and will not allow any private interest
and will not allow any private interest
to influence my conduct
to influence my conduct
in public matters.
in public matters.
I will abide by the statutes,
I will abide by the statutes,
bylaws, and policies
bylaws, and policies
that govern the city,
that govern the city,
and will promote openness,
and will promote openness,
accountability,
accountability,
and responsible leadership.
and responsible leadership.
I will dedicate myself
I will dedicate myself
at all times
at all times
to acting in the best interests
to acting in the best interest
of the community as a whole,
of the community as a whole,
and I will be a leader
and I will be a leader
in the continued development
in the continued development
of a safe, vibrant, and sustainable city
in a safe, vibrant, and sustainable city
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
I'll have you sign your name. Okay, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Next, I call upon Nancy McCara. Will you repeat after me? I, Nancy McCara,
I, Nancy McCura,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I am qualified
that I am qualified
to hold the office of Councillor
to hold the office of Councillor
for the Corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
for the Corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will perform the duties
I will perform the duties
of the office of Councillor
the office of Councillor
faithfully and with integrity,
faithfully and with integrity,
and will not allow
and will not allow
any private interest
any private interests
to influence my conduct
to influence my conduct
in public
in
matters.
public matters.
I will abide by the statutes,
I will abide by the statutes,
bylaws, and policies
bylaws, and policies
that govern the city,
that govern the city,
and will promote openness,
and will promote openness,
accountability,
accountability,
and responsible leadership.
and responsible leadership.
I will dedicate myself
I will dedicate myself
at all times
at all times
to acting in the best interests
to acting in the best interests
of the community as a whole.
to the community as a whole.
And I will be a leader
And I will be a leader
in the continued development
I will be a leader in the continued development
of a safe,
of a safe,
vibrant,
vibrant,
and sustainable city
vibrant, and sustainable city
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
I'll have you sign above your name. Okay. Congratulations. Okay, next call upon Daryl Penner. repeat after me. I, Darrell Penner,
I, Darrell Penner,
do solemnly affirm that
do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified to hold the office
I am qualified to hold the office
of counselor
of counselor
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will perform the duties
I will perform the duties
of the office of counselor
of the office of counselor
faithfully and with integrity,
faithfully and with integrity,
and will not allow
and will not allow
any private interest
any private interests
to influence my conduct
to influence my conduct
in public matters.
in public matters.
I will abide by the statutes,
I will abide by the statutes,
bylaws, and policies
bylaws, and policies
that govern the city,
that govern the city,
and will promote openness,
and will promote openness,
accountability,
accountability,
and responsible leadership.
and responsible leadership.
I will dedicate myself
I will dedicate myself
at all times to acting in the best interests
dedicated at all times to acting in the best interest
of the community as a whole.
of the community as a whole.
And I will be a leader
And I will be a leader
in the continued development
in the continued development
of a safe,
of a safe,
vibrant, and sustainable city
vibrant, and sustainable city
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
Okay. And sign above your name.
I passed the test.
Congratulations. Okay, now I call upon Paige Petru. Okay, will you repeat after me? I, Paige Petru,
I, Paige Petru,
do solemnly affirm that
do solemnly affirm that
I am qualified
I am qualified
to hold the office of counselor
to hold the office of counselor
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will perform the duties
I will perform the duties
of the office of counselor
of the office of counselor
faithfully and with integrity,
faithfully and with integrity,
and will not allow
and will not allow
any private interest
any private interests
to influence my conduct
to influence my conduct
in public matters.
in public matters.
I will abide by the statutes,
I will abide by the statutes,
bylaws, and policies
bylaws, and policies
that govern the city,
that govern the city,
and will promote openness,
and will promote openness,
accountability,
accountability,
and responsible leadership.
and responsible leadership.
I will dedicate myself
I will dedicate myself
at all times
at all times
to acting in the best interests
to acting in the best interest
of the community as a whole.
of the community as a whole.
And I will be a leader
And I will be a leader
in the continued development
in the continued development
of a safe,
of a safe,
vibrant,
vibrant,
and sustainable city
and sustainable city
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
Excellent. If you can sign just above your name. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, call upon Glenn Pollock. You can repeat after me. I, Glenn Pollock,
I, Glenn Pollock,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I am qualified
that I am qualified
to hold the office of councillor
to hold the office of councillor
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will perform the duties
I will perform the duties
of the office of councillor
of the office of councillor
faithfully and with integrity,
faithfully and with integrity,
and will not allow
and will not allow
any private interest
any private interests
to influence my conduct
to influence my conduct
in public matters.
in public matters.
I will abide by the statutes,
I will abide by the statutes,
bylaws, and policies
bylaws, and policies
that govern the city,
that govern the city,
and will promote openness,
and will promote openness,
accountability,
accountability,
and responsible leadership.
and responsible leadership.
I will dedicate myself
I will dedicate myself
at all times
at all times
to acting in the best interest
to acting in the best interests
of the community as a whole.
of the community as a whole.
And I will be a leader
And I will be a leader
in the continued development
in the continued development
of a safe,
of a safe,
vibrant, and sustainable
vibrant, and sustainable
city
city
for the residents of Port
for
Coquitlam.
the residents of Port Coquitlam.
Okay, you can sign above your name. Okay, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I call upon Dean Washington. Will you repeat after me? I, Dean Washington,
I, Dean Washington,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I am qualified
that I am qualified
to hold the office of councillor
to hold the office of councillor
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
for the corporation of the City of Port Coquitlam,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I will perform the duties
I will perform the duties
of the office of councillor
of the office of councillor
faithfully and with integrity,
faithfully and with integrity,
and will not allow any private interest
and will not allow any private interest
to influence my conduct
to influence my conduct
in public matters.
in public matters.
I will abide by the statutes,
I will abide by the statutes,
bylaws, and policies
bylaws, and policies
that govern the city,
that govern the city,
and will promote openness,
and will promote openness,
accountability,
accountability,
and responsible leadership.
and responsible leadership.
I will dedicate myself
I will dedicate myself
at all times
at all times
to acting in the best interest
to acting in the best interest
of the community as a whole.
of the community as a whole.
And I will be a leader
And I will be a leader
in the continued development
in the continued development
of a safe,
of a safe,
vibrant, and sustainable city
vibrant, and sustainable city
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
for the residents of Port Coquitlam.
You can sign just above your name.
Left-handed. Remember the pen.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Judge Lee, for your service this evening, and congratulations to all members of council. I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening as well, and at this time, I do want to acknowledge a number of special guests. First, Chief Ed Hall from the Coquitlam First Nation. Chief Hall, thank you for your gracious welcome and your partnership as we work together to build a better future for both of our communities. Thank you, Chief Hall. I want to acknowledge a number of Freedom of the City recipients. This is the highest honor that the city has to give to its citizens. Mike Forrest, former councillor, and Greg Moore, former mayor. I want to acknowledge our school trustees-elect who will soon be sworn into office. They represent Port Coquitlam, Christine Pollock and Michael Thomas. I could have also introduced him as a Freedom of the City recipient, but I want to acknowledge as well the Honorable Mike Farnworth, the MLA for Port Coquitlam, the Deputy Premier of the Province of British Columbia, the Solicitor General, and the Minister of Public Safety.
Wow.
And now I'd like to invite each of our councillors to provide us with their inaugural remarks. And we will start alphabetically with Councillor Steve Darling.
Thanks very much, Mayor West. And first off, I just want to, I'll be brief. As you know, Mayor West has about 1,900 pages, so we'll leave it for him. I want to thank everyone for coming today. First off, a big thank you to my family, including my wife, Jen, who is here. I also want to thank my kids, Hunter and Haley. It's lacrosse night, so my son Hunter's not here, and my daughter's 14, so she doesn't come anywhere I am. So that's just the way it is. I also want to thank our dog Red, who would have been here, but unfortunately he had other things to do tonight. I want to also say a couple of thank yous really quickly to my wife's mom, Lynn, for being such a tireless worker for us during the campaign. She did a really great job. And also my self-appointed campaign manager, Ryan Swan, and if he were here, he'd understand that. I want to thank QP for their support. I also want to thank IAAF Local 1941 and our POCO firefighters for being big champions of our council and for all the work that they do. So I want to thank them very much for that. And also the support for the RCMP as well. We appreciate that. I also want to thank, this job is, it can be challenging at times if it wasn't for incredible staff. And the City of Port Coquitlam is very lucky to have some of the greatest staff in all of municipalities. So I just want to give everyone here just please a big round of applause for all of our directors that are here and all of our staff that is here as well. I want to thank our residents of Port Coquitlam for again putting their trust in me. It's a tremendous honor to have received your vote. I want to say how excited I am to be working with this team on stage with me right now. We are so lucky to have a mayor like Brad West. We've heard a lot of stories about mayors around British Columbia, and the one thing we hear about Mayor West is just how dedicated he is to the City of Port Coquitlam. So I can't thank Mayor West enough for all of his leadership, all of his guidance, and he truly is the best mayor in the province of British Columbia and potentially around the world. So thank you, Mayor West. There might be a mayor in Italy or somewhere that's good too. I'm not sure, but I also want to thank the people who are my fellow councillors and my colleagues. We've done a lot of great work over our first term, Nancy and Daryl and Glenn and Dean. I also want to welcome Paige to our team as well. We're very excited about what is in store for some of us our second term, for others more terms than that. So we're very excited about that. I feel happy with the progress we've made so far within the city. The opening up of this building, of course, and you may hear it was on time and on budget. You'll probably hear that a lot more tonight. Announcement of the renewal at Gates Park that is about to begin. Also the work that we've been doing downtown. There's a lot of great things that are happening in the city right now, and a lot of great things are going to happen moving forward as well. And we're very happy to be part of the team that's leading that. I want to continue to help move all these projects forward. Even though we've seen some very tough times in the world in the last few years, and there's more ahead with what we're seeing as far as the economy is concerned and people having struggles, so whether or not, the one thing is know that whatever money you send to City Hall is being very well guarded and used when only needed. We are very fiscally responsible, and I think that's what makes a really good city council is when you can have money come in and only spend it when the time is right. So again, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Thank you for honoring me with a second term, and I look forward to getting down to work. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll now call upon Councillor Nancy McCurra.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations, Mayor West, on being acclaimed. Congratulations, Councillor Pollock, Penner, Washington, and Darling for being reelected. And congratulations to Councillor Petra for being elected. And I do believe in the next 4 years, we're going to accomplish many great things. And it is because of the hardworking staff and the workforce and the volunteers that we have in our city. And I'm truly humbled to be here with you tonight. It has been the honor of my life to be able to serve the people of the city in so many ways this past term. And I thank you for allowing me the extraordinary privilege to be able to continue to serve you as your city councillor. My door knocking numbers were down this year. They were 5,300 in 2018. I only did 3,900 this time, partly due to the heat wave. I do like door knocking. I learn a lot of interesting things. And I'm just wondering, did you know that we have 3 sets of triplets that have been born on Western Drive? Just saying, I think we should check the water out there. And I do want to thank all those who endorsed me, the New Westminster and District Labour Council, QP 498, the Port Coquitlam Firefighters, Local 1941, the Force of Nature, the POCO Minor Lacrosse Association, Mayor West, our MLA, Mike Farnworth, and many other smaller organizations and people. I'm eternally grateful to everyone that helped me on my campaign. Many of them are here tonight. A huge thank you to my family, to my children, Katrina, Monica, Jackie, and Bill, and to my son-in-law, Andrew, and Emma, who is Bill's girlfriend, and to the youngest ones on my team, which are my sweet grandchildren, Linnea and Reese, that were the champions on my signs, and as well, Katrina. So I just want to say that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my husband, Ray. He is my rock. He is my soulmate. He cooks, he does grocery shopping, he does laundry, he does everything. And he sometimes jokes with me that he's going to turn into a regular husband. But most of all, I want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to the people of Port Coquitlam who voted for me. Thank you for believing in me. I promise I will work hard for you.
Well, I'm pretty impressed with Ray right now.
We all are.
He's the best.
Councillor Penner.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. It's a real special occasion and truly an honor to be serving this community again. I have to thank my wife for all the years that she has supported me, for her comments and the times that she doesn't comment. It means so much, and as other people have said tonight and will say, you can't really do this all on your own, and you need that family support. I am extremely blessed to have a wonderful family. Our family, we have 2 sons. Their family has been very supportive, and I want to do a special thank you to my daughter-in-law, Kalisha, who is, she's with one of the kids. She was just incredible for this election for me, with helping me with the marketing, and I just want to say a special thanks to her. I can't believe that when I was first elected in 1999, I was one of the youngest members on council, and now I'm not. That's 23 years ago. I've had the pleasure and honor to serve this incredible community that I grew up in. And I get to do it for another 4 years, and I want to thank everybody that supported me, QP, the firefighters, everybody. It's really humbling. To be frank, I struggled with what to say tonight. I've done this quite a few times, as you can tell, and I've said lots of different things over the years, and so I wanted to share a perspective of what I believe makes good government. Besides the obvious, like policies that work for the community, fiscal responsibility, and generally meeting the needs of the ever-growing and evolving community, good governance is boring. Things happen and they just don't, nothing seems, there's no fanfare. That I believe is good governance. I've been asked over the years, why don't you jazz it up? You know, why don't you, I had somebody say, why don't you bring a guitar to a meeting? You know, why not say something controversial and get things riled up? Well, this is not entertainment. This isn't a show. It's not about individual council members. It's about the community we serve. I've seen over the years councils and council members in Metro Vancouver making issues that are specific to them and not their community they serve. One council votes against another motion simply because they voted against theirs. Clearly, they've lost perspective in what their responsibilities are. To have a fulsome and wholesome conversation, council needs to be respectful, not only amongst themselves, but with staff. Yes, there are differences between staff and council, as there are in any organization, management and staff, but that respect should be continuous. There will be and should be various points of view, but at the end, there's a conclusion and you move on to the next item. But respectful debate, not arguing the issue, but respectful debate is the core of good, if not great governance. News outlets have gravitated to reporting, if not outright creating news. They focus on controversial, nasty, ugly stories. Seeing our community's name splashed over the news because of self-generated garbage doesn't make the community feel good about themselves or proud of us. So as a council, not generating these types of stories is the interest of the community. So therefore, moving forward, I promise to make good governance as boring as possible and respectful as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Petru.
Good evening. There's one question I've been asked the most throughout my entire campaign and since being elected, and that is, how do you pronounce your last name? So it's Petru. I think most people have gotten it right tonight. So here in this position tonight, it is truly an honor. Going back to October 15th, I watched the election results at home, huddled over my laptop with my family. And as I learned I was successful in earning a seat on your city council, I was truly overwhelmed in a way that I never have been before my life. I am deeply humbled by every single voter who checked my name on that ballot and who presumably believes in me and who I am and what I have to say. So I want to extend my sincerest thank you to each and every person who has supported me in one way or another throughout my campaign and beyond. It's not lost on me that I'm the only new face among these 6 council members. And that's the other big piece that makes this such an incredible honor, is being elected alongside this team. Not just because they're all incumbents, but because of the example they've set for what effective leadership looks like in our community. Their commitment to working together productively is evident in what they've been able to accomplish over the past few years, or in some cases over the past few decades. So I want to thank each member of this council for being so welcoming and supportive and really embracing me as part of this team throughout this transition into this role. Getting to work in collaboration with all of you is really the icing on the cake for me, so I look forward to doing that while infusing a fresh perspective to our discussions and representing the young families and mothers and small business owners in our city. There's one person I need to single out and thank, and perhaps unsurprisingly, that's Mayor Brad West. I've said before that he's the one who first put the bug in my ear to pursue this endeavor. And that suggestion really kick-started the ignition of a passion in me that's only grown bigger as I've embarked on this journey. And over the past several months, Mayor West, you've offered an abundance of encouragement, advice, and mentorship beyond what I even had the nerve to ask for, despite desperately needing. So So that's a testament to his intuition and character as a leader. So thank you for all you do. And I know I join everyone in congratulating you on another 4 years as the mayor of Port Coquitlam. I also want to thank our city staff for all their work putting on the election, and also their work to keep our city running every day. I've spent the past couple of weeks meeting with all of the department heads, getting oriented, and really learning about the inner workings of our city. So I can tell you that the staff are truly the backbone of this community. Lastly, and most importantly for me, I want to thank my family, my husband Adrian, and our 2 boys, River and Sterling. Our boys are age 4 and 1, so it's chaotic at times and really busy. And being a mother and running a business and pursuing all kinds of side projects and passion projects, people ask me all the time, how do you do it all? And the answer to that is my husband, Adrian. His support and sacrifices and faith in me are the reasons I'm able to accomplish big things. So I'm so grateful for him and our boys on my team. So thank you, babe. Okay, I'm sure I'm getting over my time here, but I do want to say a few words about where we're going from here, because this job is really about all of you, the people of POCO. I think many will be relieved to hear, hopefully, that the vision and priorities this previous council has set out for our community, I believe, are right on the money. And I'm particularly excited to build on the revitalization work for our downtown core. And I think we can make the vision for that even bigger and better. As I've said, I'm dedicated to bringing the voice of young families to the table and to push forward the necessary action steps to make POCO the best place to live and thrive while raising a family. And the event planner in me has some big ambitions for community celebrations and festivals in the city that I think are probably far beyond what most have imagined for POCO. So that's really exciting. And I'm committed to continuing the hard work and advocacy that is needed to break down accessibility and inclusion barriers and to support our community's vulnerable populations. So there is so much to come over the next 4 years, and I'm so grateful, I am honored, I'm excited, and I'm ready to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Pollock.
Thank you, Mayor West. Well, first and foremost, thanks to the people of Port Coquitlam for honoring me with another term on council. Thanks to anyone who voted for me, put a sign on their lawn, or contributed to my campaign. And thanks to Linda Finch, my campaign manager. She was my campaign finance manager for the 5th time. She didn't expect me to run again, but she climbed on board and helped out as she has in the past. I want a special thank you to my council colleagues. Like, this is a great group that we work well together, as has been pointed out. And we supported one another throughout this campaign, and I went door knocking with most, if not all, of my council colleagues. And so I'm looking forward to working with them again. I'm also looking forward to working with Paige. I think she's going to be a great addition to our council. Thanks to staff, as has been pointed out too. We have a phenomenal staff, and many of them came to our celebration at a local watering hole following the results on the 15th. And it meant a lot to me that they were there to celebrate with us, because I think we can be quite a pain in the butt to them sometimes, but they're great to work with. Thanks to all the organizations that supported me: QP 498, the Firefighters IAFF 1941, BC Nonprofit Housing, New West New Jersey Labour Council, and POCO Minor Lacrosse. I appreciate the support of those groups. I want to point out 2 special people on council, Dean and Brad. Mayor West and I campaigned together since we both ran for the first time in 2008. And we always work well together. Dean came on board when he ran in 2011. Brad was acclaimed this time, so Dean and I were alone on the doorstep, and I can tell you we didn't knock on as many doors as Nancy did. But Brad was there. Anyways, he was super supportive. He was helping us all the way along, and I wouldn't be here without his support. And I support both these guys. And I think we have the best mayor, Steve said, the universe or the world? Country? The world. World, yeah. I know he's the best one in the country, but I'm going to leave the world alone.
I held off
haven't done
the
enough
universe
on that yet. And last but not least, I want to thank my family and my awesome wife, Christine, who has been supportive all the time I've been on council. And it's last election, she couldn't come to my inaugural because she had hers, her trustee. They were both in the same night. I can go to hers, but this year hers is tomorrow night, mine's tonight. So she's here, and I appreciate all the support she's provided throughout the year. She's the greatest. And I can't wait to get back to work. So thanks.
Thank you. And Councillor Washington.
Thank you, Mayor West, and thank you to not have to speak after you, because that's always my fear. I don't say a lot. You may not believe this, the people that know me, but I don't say a lot in the meetings, in our council meetings. But tonight I wrote something a little bit longer. So here I go. Wow, term number 4. I would have never imagined it. I can't believe it's been 11 years since the first time I took the oath of office. I had a lot of ideas, but never dreamt that I would be witness to many of them becoming a part of the city's new culture, or that I would be part of so many positive changes and enhancements there has been in our fair city in that time. From the lengthy list, I tonight would like to highlight 2 of them: our budget process and the change of culture in the organization. As many of you may be aware, I've been the council designate for the budget for almost 10 years, thanks to Mayor Moore appointing me way back when. It's a position that I take very seriously and have spent a lot of time on council focusing on, and it is a major factor on how the city operates. We have the utmost respect for tax dollars collected from the people of the city and make sure no stone is left unturned when making decisions on how we are going to spend your money. To illustrate this, in the past 10 years, Port Coquitlam is the only one of the 21 cities in Metro Vancouver to decrease revenues per capita by 16%. I'll say it again. The only city to decrease revenues per capita by minus 16%. Thank you. In case you were wondering who had the largest increase, it was the City of Coquitlam at 38%. Sorry, Judge. In that same time, our average tax rate per average household fell from middle of the pack in the region to the lowest of any full functioning city. It took a lot of work and cooperation to achieve these milestones, but council and staff worked side by side to achieve these and are both very proud of these results. I think council more than staff. But with the change also came a shift in culture and how we do business. We tend to look to find from within rather than taking the easy way out and simply raising taxes. Council and staff have come up with many made-in-POCO solutions that some may like more than others, but I think it has served the city very well in going the extra mile to deliver quality services and infrastructure projects without digging deeper into taxpayer pockets. I can tell you that speaking with colleagues and citizens from the region, many eyes are on Port Coquitlam, seeking out how we have accomplished this while still delivering large community projects like the Community Centre that we're in tonight and record road network and neighborhood rehabilitation projects. Over the years, I have received much of the praise for many of these measures, but I can assure you it has been a complete team effort. As I've learned over the years, council and/or the councillor that heads up the portfolio or project receives much of the accolades, but none of this could happen without the support and knowledge of city staff unselfishly working behind the scenes to make us look good. And I thank you for that. Tonight, I'd like to personally thank someone that's not here, just happens to be on holidays, acknowledge one staff person that is particularly has always made me look good. From our first meeting, I knew that Karen Gramada truly cared about everything Port Coquitlam. She has been a tireless worker and volunteer for the city and council for over a decade in her roles as manager of finance, director of finance, and now deputy CAO. My description of KG is caring, trusted, dedicated, and extremely hardworking. She and her team in the finance department delivered a new budget format that streamlined the process, which saves taxpayers significant amounts of money each year. They're also tasked with coming up with the method to fund this incredible $132 million community center, which I personally give them an A+ for the solid plan that had the least financial impact to taxpayers. And they really did a phenomenal job of towing the line on taxes while trying to pay for this without going into massive debt. Thanks again for your dedication. I now look forward to working with you for the next 4 years in your new role. Boy, I'm really good at speaking, aren't I? Now here goes the thank yous. Thank you to the residents of the city for giving me the opportunity of serving this great community for another 4 years. To Mayor West and council colleagues, as it is a pleasure working with you, and thank you for all you do for your community. And a special congratulations and welcome to the team, Paige. And I look forward to your contributions and insights, especially after what we heard tonight. So I'll end with, recently, my 7-year-old grandson, sitting in row 1, Lewis, asked me what my favorite part of being a city councillor was while we were walking down Shaughnessy Street. My reply, in short, was, as a person that has lived in this community my whole life, it is a privilege to be one of the people that helps create the vision of what the city will look like in 10, 50, and maybe even 100 years. Being on city council has been one of the most rewarding accomplishments of my life, and I certainly could have not have done it without my family and friends, which many of them are here this evening. Thank you for your support throughout the years, even when I had to miss an activity because of reading an agenda or having to attend a meeting or event. You've always been there for me, something that I truly appreciate more than you know. Thank you.
Thank you very much, members of council, for your words this evening. They demonstrate our community's wisdom in electing representatives that are deeply rooted in our city, connected to our residents, and dedicated to Port Coquitlam above all else. I want to begin by offering my sincere thanks and appreciation to a number of special people. First, to my amazing wife and partner in everything, Blair. Thank you for your love, support, guidance, involvement, and probably most of all, your patience. Not only are you the rock of our family and our house, you've been with me every step of the way as mayor. From more events than I can possibly count to listening to more speeches than you can possibly count, there's simply no way I could do any of this without you. I'm so lucky to be by your side, and our little guys are so lucky to have the best mom in the world. Speaking of our two little guys, both Liam and Owen are home right now. What time is it? 6:57, not in bed yet. And I know that will come as a disappointment to at least half of the room that came here to see them and not me. But I want to thank both of my boys for their support and participation, sometimes forced, in all of the activities of being mayor. Being their dad is the greatest blessing I've ever known in my life. Not only has it made me a better person, but also a better representative of our community. I want to thank my grandma Shirley, my mom Kelly, who are here tonight for all their love and support. If you know me, you'll know that my mom and my grandma are my heroes and role models. They've taught me and my sister Brittany, through their own quiet example, the values of hard work, sacrifice, responsibility, and family. It's those values that they imparted to me that I take with me into this office and I carry with me every single day. I want to offer my appreciation to those members of the team at the city who are part of the significant work of the last 4 years, including Councillor Dupont and city staff who are not joining us for the next term. Thank you for your service to our residents. I want to thank our dedicated city staff, and particularly the individuals sitting over here. You will not find a group that is more committed, more capable, and is such a pleasure to work with. And I'm looking forward to continuing that over the next 4 years. Thank you to all of you. To my colleagues who were re-elected, Nancy, Glenn, Daryl, Steve, and Dean, I offer you my sincere congratulations. All of you put your heart and soul into this work, and our community benefits as a result. Everything we've accomplished in the last term was because of our team's effort. I'm incredibly proud of all of you. I'm incredibly proud that our community returned you to office with such a strong vote of confidence. I'm incredibly proud to call all of you friends, and I look forward to continuing our work together for the community we all love. You're all leaders who bring your own skills, knowledge, passion, and dedication to council. During our time together, I've learned from you, I've been challenged by you, we've definitely laughed together, and I've always respected each of you. Your example has made me better, and I hope in turn I've been able to assist you. And that's what being a member of this team is all about. I'm also very excited to welcome to our team Paige, who I know will make many positive contributions to our council and our community. Paige is passionate about this city and our residents, and I'm looking forward to her joining us in the important work that lies ahead. I'm also looking forward to having another parent of young kids on council who will appreciate the benefits of getting home before bedtime, overlooking spit up on a suit jacket, or a Spider-Man sticker on the back of a shirt that you didn't know was there until the end of the day. Paige, Nancy, Daryl, Dean, Steve, and Glenn, congratulations to each and every one of you on your accomplishments, and a special thank you to all of your families. I'm proud to say to our community this evening that I have never been more confident that we have a strong and dynamic council team that will reflect the priorities of our residents and will get the job done on your behalf. Finally, I want to say thank you to all the residents of Port Coquitlam for giving me the honor of serving as this amazing city's mayor for the next 4 years, and for the first time in our city's history, by acclamation. I've lived here all of my life, and I've always felt that Port Coquitlam helped raise me and is imprinted on who I am as a person in so many different ways. My story and my family's story of humble beginnings, enriched by community and friends and neighbors, transformed by hard work, determination, and supporting each other, isn't possible everywhere, but it is possible in Port Coquitlam. And as your mayor, I will work with council to ensure that this remains a place where people of regular means can provide a better life for their family. I approach this role with humility, seriousness, and the utmost respect. You've placed your trust in me, and I will never take it for granted. I will work each and every day to be worthy of your continued support. Building upon the tremendous progress of the last 4 years, this council will continue to be dedicated to improving the lives of our residents, guided by common sense and our shared community values of hard work, fairness, and responsibility. 109 years ago, this city was born through the vision and determination of people who did not shy away from challenges. Back then, the easy decision would have been to remain part of Coquitlam. Don't boo. But by working together and with an eye on a better tomorrow, the people of Port Coquitlam came together and gave birth to our city. A mere 7 years into this city's existence, a devastating fire ravaged what was then our city's downtown. In the face of this ruin, the resolve of our people remained strong and they rebuilt. This is the true story of our city and our people. Every time our community has faced a setback, we work together and come back stronger. It's the story of our city's best-known resident and hometown hero, Terry Fox. But it's also the story of so many of our residents who are lesser known, but who get up each day determined to make tomorrow just a little bit better for their families and each other. We live in an amazing city, in fact, the best in the province. And we owe a debt of gratitude to our seniors and to everyone who's come before us and all of those who have played their part in the work that's required to build a community that you can be proud of. Speaking of gratitude, 3 days from now, our community will gather in Veterans Park to remember those who sacrificed, many with their lives, so that we can have an evening like this, where democratically elected representatives are sworn into office. If I can make this request of all of you, please join us Friday for our Remembrance Day ceremony in Veterans Park. Now, each city council takes their turn writing a chapter for Port Coquitlam, and I can't wait for this council to begin. As I look ahead, I'm truly excited about the opportunities we have to make Port Coquitlam an even better place to call home. In fact, rarely has a council been given the opportunity to make such a big mark on our future. It's an awesome responsibility, and I know two things. This council takes it seriously, and we are up for the job. Among these responsibilities are continuing our focus on getting the basics right. That means the city will meet its responsibility to its citizens and invest in the core services of the city, from roads that are repaired to new sidewalks and safe pedestrian crossings, lighting that enhances safety, enhanced parks and playgrounds that are places for families to connect, streets that are plowed when it snows, and a city that is clean and inviting. That's what you send your tax dollars to City Hall for, and that's what we will deliver in every neighborhood of our city, north and south. We'll also continue the responsible, careful, and prudent management of our taxpayers' dollars. It's already resulted in our city having the third lowest property taxes out of the 21 cities in Metro Vancouver, and lowest amongst those that are fully functioning cities. I like that, Councillor Washington. And at a time when so many costs are rapidly increasing and more families are struggling to make ends meet, we'll ensure that affordability is prioritized while never sacrificing the high-quality public services that you depend on. One of the most exciting things on the horizon is the revitalization of our downtown. It's already begun, but this next year, that work will accelerate with projects that will bring new energy, vibrancy, and amenities right to our doorstep. From McAllister to Veterans Park, Lee Square, and beyond, our vision for downtown is a place where our long-standing businesses are complemented by new ones that give residents more reason to come downtown and stay downtown, a place where during the summer you can enjoy dinner on a sidewalk patio, a place where families bring little ones to burn off some energy and meet other families, a place where strollers meet walkers and where live music can be heard and the arts and culture of our city are animated throughout our streets. A place with a wide range of places to shop, eat, drink, and be entertained, and places that are open later into the evening. A safe place where our city gathers to celebrate, connect, and have fun. By the way, fun is going to be a priority for the next 4 years. With our downtown becoming the perfect venue for festivals and events, we are going to leave no doubt that when it comes to Metro Vancouver, Port Coquitlam is going to be the fun city. Turning to two of the major challenges of our time, housing and climate change. Port Coquitlam will continue to demonstrate leadership with actions, not just words. We'll build upon the work that resulted in 500 units of non-market, truly affordable, family-orientated housing that's being delivered, the largest increase in decades, by finding more partnerships, coming to the table with creative solutions and a can-do attitude that supports working families in our community to get the housing they need. As we see more significant weather events, we'll continue our work to mitigate and adapt to climate change. As a city bound by 3 rivers, we have always known the risk presented by flooding, and that's why we are investing millions of dollars to protect our residents, their homes, and local businesses. And over the next term, you'll see more work to build a resilient community, including continued investments in making it easier to get around our city outside of our vehicle, and early adoption of high-performance energy standards for new buildings. You've heard me say before that one of our highest priorities is to ensure Port Coquitlam is the very best place in the province to raise a family, and families will continue to be at the heart of our work. We'll continue our investments in new playgrounds and parks and trails for our residents to get outdoors and be active, and we'll continue our support of our sports and community groups. Every time I walk into this Port Coquitlam Community Centre, I can't help but smile and feel an immense sense of pride. And not just because it was delivered on time, on budget, in a global pandemic. I know the election is over, but what really makes me proud is when you look around and see kids playing hockey or lacrosse, seniors cooking and connecting, people of all ages having a workout, families splashing around in the pool, somebody reading a book in the library, others playing basketball or pickleball, hopefully quietly, or using the outside gym, or tending to a community garden. And especially when you see a young person in this community tracing the footsteps of our hometown hero, Terry Fox, at the Marathon of Hope, embedded in the ground just outside of here. When you see all of that, you realize that these investments aren't about a particular sport or activity. This is about building community. This is how we do it. And we have only just begun. Our city is going through a period of renewal, revitalization, and excitement, with new energy, new vibrancy, new amenities, and new services coming to Port Coquitlam. There is no place quite like the city we love and call home. And the opportunity to serve this community, my hometown as mayor, is truly the honor of my life. I'm excited to work alongside this incredible council, our dedicated city staff, and all of you, all of our residents, to build an even better Port Coquitlam. We all have a role to play. We all have something to contribute, and we are all part of this team. Our future is looking bright, and the best is still to come. Thank you for being here, and thank you for this incredible honor. And with that, I will seek a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor? Opposed? And carried. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. There's a reception to follow. There'll be a number of treats, both here and in the other room, so please stick around and mingle, and thank you again very much for being here.
Thank you, folks.